Now folks, having some basic knowledge about variables, I need to introduce one very important thing to you. Now, you are going to be a software engineer, right? You're learning all of this coding out of your passion to build something new, to build something interesting out of it. Now, you just don't write code for yourself. You're going to write this code for maybe some organization like Microsoft, Amazon. You're going to join there as a software engineer and you are going to contribute to their code base, right? Or maybe you are going to create your own organization, and in that organization, you are going to like have a bunch of fellow software developers among whom you are going to like contribute to the code base, right? You have to never write a code that is only understandable by you. You never write a code that is only understandable by you. You write a code that is understood by others also. Let's say you leave. Let's say you are currently working for like 3 years at Amazon and you get a better offer at Microsoft and you like just went to Microsoft. Now, in 3 years, you would have made a significant amount of contribution. If you have left the place, how will someone understand your code if you have not written it well, right? So we have to write very clean code and we have to explain whatever we have done wherever we are doing it. For this purpose, we have a very interesting concept called as comments. Okay, called as comments. What are comments? Comments are a piece of code, right? Comments are a piece of code that is for documentation purpose. Documentation purpose, right? Comments are written for documentation, right? Like if someone is reading your code, they can read your comment and understand what the code is doing. The programming language will just avoid comments during execution, right? Let's say our programming language that we are learning is JavaScript. So wherever JavaScript will see any piece of comment in your code, it will just avoid it. Comment is of no use to the programming language. Comments we do write just for the sake of better readability for the people who are going to read our code. For these people only we are going to write comment. This is something very important, right? That we only write comment for the sake of documentation, for the sake of readability, right? We don't write comment for JavaScript. The moment JavaScript sees a comment, it will just avoid it. It has nothing to do with the execution of the code. How do you create comments? In JavaScript, there are two ways to create comment. There are two ways, right? If you have to create a single line comment means, let's say you have to just write the comment in a single line. What you can use? You can use double forward slash. Double forward slash. Right. This is something that you can use. If you have to create a multi-line comment, that is, let's say you have to write a lot of things, you have to explain a lot of things, and you have to write a multi-line comment, then what do you have to do? You put a forward slash, then you put a star, right? And then you put multiple lines, and at the end, you put a star and a forward slash, right? So let me show you the demonstration that will help you to understand things better, right? So comments demo.js. Let's say I wrote some code, right? Let's say I'm printing hello world here. Now let's say I want to put some comment. So I have to do two forward slashes. Just put two forward slashes and see the line becomes a bit gray, right? This line becomes a bit kind of like gray, kind of like disabled, right? So here you can write a comment. This is some random comment. Although I'm writing random comments, but when we will be writing a sensible piece of code, useful piece of code, then using the comment, we are going to explain the code. Then let's say we have some more piece of code, hello ending. Then let's say you have to put multi-line comment. How do you put multi-line comment? You put a forward slash, followed by a asterisk, or do you say star? Okay. Then you can put this is a multi-line comment, and you have to close it. You put again an asterisk, and then you put a forward slash. So slash asterisk, then you put multiple lines, and then asterisk slash, and then you can have more lines of code. Finally, if you will execute this file, see, we are only getting hello world, ending, and finally, because what JavaScript will do, JavaScript will just completely avoid it as if there is no comment present anywhere, right? And how do you make a comment? Just put a pair of double slash. This is a console statement, right? That's it. So JavaScript is just going to avoid it. But let's say 2 years down the line, I'm going to come back to this file. And if I read this piece of comments, then I'll be able to understand, right? It's like notes. It's like creating notes, that I'll be able to understand that, okay, this piece of code was doing this particular instruction or executing this particular instruction. So how do you create comments? Two ways. Either you can put a pair of double slash and then just put a comment. This is a comment. Or you can put a slash followed immediately by an asterisk, and then you can put multiple lines of comments, and then an asterisk followed by a immediate forward slash. These are the two ways in which you can create a comment. Comment is just for documentation purpose. JavaScript has no relation with comment. It is just going to avoid it.